Hi friends, it's AnneMarie. We're taking a little walk through my local cemetery. Let me give you a little view. So this is going to be like completely, I don't know, off the cuff, if that's what it's called. Probably going to be on live for about an hour. We're going to take a little walk. I'm going to go down a little here further and set up my gimbal. You know what a gimbal is? So I'm kind of learning it. I don't have it hooked up to my phone. I don't have it like the app hooked up or anything, so I'm not going to be doing anything fancy with it. But it'll be hopefully not as bumpy as this is. So I'm going to take you along for the little gimbal ride, and because it should flip you around a bit. But I think that might be fun. So let's set up right here, and in honor and blessing, I kind of feel like this belongs to our home. Anyway, all right, so you're going to see this guy for a little bit here. All right, and I'm going to set up my gimbal. All right, be right back. Still here. This is the gadget. I gotta set you up. Balanced. And which way do I go? I think I gotta go this way. Sorry for making everybody spin. Right, so let's see here. Okay. So I gotta hook it in this little clip thing and make it kind of balanced. You learning with me? This is all new. So I'm going live today for a couple of reasons as I set this up. Let's see. That's not balanced. But I'm going to be going live this weekend with a couple friends. Oh yeah, there we go. Turn this bad boy on. I think we're there. Let's see, what can we see? Me? Hi. All right. Let me turn you around a second. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. That kind of sucks. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Something's blocked. Hang in there. Wonder if this is working. Wonder what orientation is locked means. Oh, I see, I see, I see. Let's see, can I help that? Let's see what it means. So my camera's being blocked by the arm, which means I guess I gotta flip you guys. So sorry. Just gotta do what we gotta do. Alright, so we gotta go this way. Are you still there with me, maybe? I wonder. I hope so. If not, I'll be back. Ooh. Okay, nobody's on anyway, so that's good. Oh, nope. As I get stung by a bee. Alright, let's see here. I'm trying, friends. This is why I'm doing this here and now. So I can have it all set up and knowing what the hell I'm doing for Saturday. Let's see. Ready, set, go. Alright, let's see how we're doing here now. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. I don't fucking know what that means. Sorry. Oh well. Can somebody let me know in the comments if you can see me? If I'm good to go or whatever. Because I'm going to take a little walk. And I want to flip you around so that you're really not looking at me. Alright. Put my backpack back on. And if anybody can just let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Okay. If just in my mic here. Alright. I have no clue if I will be able to see comments or not. We're just going to find out. So like I said, I'm testing out this gimbal thing and all this going live thing for a while because on Saturday I'm going to be going with some friends and fam to the 42nd Hummelstown Arts Festival where our friend Laura D Studios is going to be having a booth there. This will be the second year of visiting her there. And it's a juried art show. So it's not like arts and crafts like there, like at the church bazaar or anything. You know? So anyway, she makes this amazing jewelry and I want to showcase it to you and let y'all know where you can get a hold of her stuff. And if you're super interested, she does custom stuff. So we're going to talk about that and all that good stuff. So that's what we're doing. And then I turned 62. Oh my God. Oh my God, what is the matter with me? 56 just the other day. And I've been wanting to do this whole, like, I don't know, be live with you since, I don't know, forever, at least a decade. And so I figure they say that you should every day do an upload. And so this is part of that. This is day 2 of my daily uploads. We're heading through the cemetery. Look, doesn't that look like Groot? I swear that's like Groot. I am Groot. Okay, anyway, so we're heading down to, I don't know, everywhere I live, I gotta find like a little favorite spot that's kind of quiet and, I don't know, off the beaten path-ish. And so, is anybody even on here? Hi, guys. There's 2 people. Hi. I have no idea about chat, so if you could just let me know if you can hear me, that'd be super cool. I hope you can hear me. God, I hate talking to myself. So, let's see. Yeah, 56. And another daily thing that I would really like to do is start reading again, because I've honestly realized that like I read everything on my phone. I freaking do everything on my phone. And I've started this stupid habit to keep my screen from like going out, that I like do this do thing on my screen all the time while I'm reading. And so I'm like, I'll bet that's effing up my brain just a little bit and creating maybe, I don't know, some anxiety or maybe some, I don't know, attention deficit disorder symptoms. I'm not sure. Oh, looks like they're down here. Maybe they're cleaning up. Anyway, I'll turn you away if they are. So I decided that I really need to start reading again. And then along with that, not being able to pay attention, when I try to start reading again, I like lose interest and I lose my train of thought, and then I forget what I'm reading. And then I get frustrated and I give up and I kind of go back to scrolling, if you know what I mean. So I thought, why not grab one of my favorite books and read it with you and take it to the cemetery, so I'm out of my friggin' house and I get to be outside in nature in a spot that I really enjoy. So I can share that with you. So I'll turn you over here. Yeah, low maintenance. So that's what we're going to do today. I brought my book along, and it's The 4 Agreements. How many of you have read The 4 Agreements? I bet you the majority. We're going up top there. So anyway, I really like The 4 Agreements. I really, long time ago, I don't know, what, late 90s is when I got the book, maybe? Is that early 2000s? I don't know, I'll be able to tell you when we get up there. But it was kind of like in the beginning of my, journey of like finding who the hell I am and what am I doing and how do I be? How do I be? How do I be? Right? I bet everybody's kind of like that. Well, maybe not everybody, but the majority of us. So I started reading some really great books, and The Four Agreements is one of them. Let's see if I can remember them. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Be what with your word? What is the word? Give me a comment. Hi, somebody gave me a comment. What you got? Hi, Kenny. You're locked in vertical mode. Oh, should I be in vertical mode? I don't know how to get out of it. I guess it's okay, right? I don't know, maybe. Impeccable. Be impeccable with your word. That's the word. All right, I'm going to take the long way. I'm not going to take the shortcut. I'm going to take the long way. Better exercise. You get a better view. It's really beautiful here. And I think the other one was don't take anything personally. Did I get all four of them? I don't know. We'll know when we get up there. So this is a cemetery in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Pembroke area. It's got like a really old section and a newer section, where we started out in the old section and we're now in the newer section. And then where we're going is, I believe it's the Jewish section. It seems that way, possibly. But the view is incredible. And in spring, the view is so incredible because what you're looking at right now is all dogwoods. And oh my God, they're so pretty. So I have a maternal great grandmother here and a paternal great grandfather here. One's in the old section, one's in the new. And yeah, they're separate. Whew. We're getting there. At the bottom of this hill is a tombstone that says Humble, the last name Humble. And it always makes me laugh because I'm like, yeah, this hill and then the hill going back is like, kind of shows you what you're made of at the moment. So, here we go. Isn't it pretty up here? So about, I don't know, 2 months ago, an F1 tornado came through right up over this hill. Didn't do much to, right there. But most of the damage is down at the bottom of the hill here, along the road. They, maybe you can see. You see them big stumps? Anyway, they did a really good job cleaning up because it was kind of a mess. All right, we're going up here. Let's see how long we last because the sun is right on us. So, I mean, like, you could check in some other time and watch this. You, of course, do not have to watch it. Oh, it's open. Or even listen to it. I'm sorry, not even watch. Listen, because I'm going to read a book with you. So this door's open, and that's so tempting to me. And I just want to take a peek inside. Because my goodness, how gorgeous. It's gonna... Thank you for your service. Karen, you have a friend with that last name. Okay, so let me set you down. Sit up here a second. Hi, NH. Whoever NH is. Hi, NH. Hi, Kenny. Okay, I'm going to set this down a sec here. All right. I'll sit here. You could probably see the book as I read. I'll sit here in the sun for sit here in the sun for a little while. Old school Stanley. It's heavy as fuck. Yeah, anyway, so I'd love to hear anything that you'd love to chime in. Oh look, a cat whisker. So sweet. Maybe you can't see that. I need to see where I'm at. I need to come over here. I need to turn that a little bit. So we're going to read the Four Agreements, a Toltec wisdom book, a practical guide to personal freedom. Like I said, I think there's probably pretty many of us that have read this book already. And so I'd love to hear like your reviews and the comments. Like I said, this was a pivotal book for me, and I think I'm at a time again where I need to revisit it. So here we are, the Toltec. Thousands of years ago, the Toltec were known throughout southern Mexico as women and men of knowledge. Anthropologists have spoken of the Toltec as a nation or a race, but in fact, the Toltec were scientists and artists who formed a society to explore and conserve the spiritual knowledge and practices of the ancient ones. They came together as masters, Naguals, and students at, forgive me, Tolkien, the ancient city of pyramids outside Mexico City, known as the place where man becomes God. Over the millennia, the Naguals were forced to conceal the ancestral wisdom and maintain its existence in obscurity. European conquest, coupled with rampant misuse of personal power by a few of the apprentices, made it necessary to shield the knowledge from those who were not prepared to use it wisely, or who might intentionally misuse it for their personal gain. Fortunately, the esoteric Toltec knowledge was embodied and passed on through generations by different lineages of Nagals. Though it remained veiled in secrecy for hundreds of years, ancient prophecies foretold the coming of an age when it would be necessary to return the wisdom to the people. Now, Don Miguel Ruiz, a Nagal from the Eagle Knight lineage, has been guided to share with us this powerful teaching of the Toltec. Toltec knowledge arises from the same essential unity of truth as all the sacred esoteric traditions found around the world. Though it's not a religion, it honors all the spiritual masters who have taught on earth. While it does embrace spirit, it is most accurately described as a way of life, distinguished by the ready accessibility of happiness and love. Introduction, Smoky Mirror. Who is hot, babies? Hoo. Getting some sunshine with you. Okay. The Smoky Mirror. 3,000 years ago, there was a human just like you and me who lived near a city surrounded by mountains. The human was studying to become a medicine man, to learn the knowledge of his ancestors, but he didn't completely agree with everything he was learning. In his heart, he felt there must be something more. One day, as he slept in a cave, he dreamed that he saw his own body sleeping. He came out of the cave of the night. He came out of the cave on the night of a new moon. The sky was clear and he could see millions of stars. Then something happened inside of him that transformed his life forever. He looked at his hands, he felt his body, and he heard his own voice say, "I am made of light. I am made of stars." He looked at the stars again and he realized that it's not the stars that create light, but rather light that creates the stars. Everything is made of light, he said, and the space in between isn't empty. And he knew that everything that exists is one living being and that light is the messenger of life because it is alive and contains all information. Then he realized that although he was made of stars, he was not those stars. I am in between the stars, he thought. So he called the stars. Sorry, somebody's yelling, just making sure they ain't yelling at me. I am in between the stars, he thought. So he called the stars the tonal and the light between the stars the nagal. And he knew that what created the harmony and space between the two is life or intent. Without life, the tonal and the nagal could not exist. Life is the force of the absolute, the supreme, the creator who creates everything. This is what he discovered. Everything in existence is a manifestation of the one living being we call God. Everything is God, and he came to the conclusion that human perception is merely light perceiving light. He also saw that matter is a mirror. Everything is a mirror that reflects light and creates images of that light. And the world of illusion, the dream, it's just like the smoke, which doesn't allow us to see what we really are. The real us is pure love, pure light, he said. This realization changed his life. Once he knew what he really was, he looked around at other humans and the rest of nature, and he was amazed at what he saw. He saw himself in everything, in every human, in every animal, in every tree, in the water, in the rain, in the clouds, in the earth. And he saw that life mixed the tonal and the nagal in different ways to create billions of manifestations of life. In those few moments, he comprehended everything. He was very excited and his heart was filled with peace. He could hardly wait to tell his people what he had discovered, but there were no words to explain it. He tried to tell the others, but they could not understand. They could see that he had changed, that something beautiful was radiating from his eyes and his voice. They noticed that he no longer had judgment about anything or anyone. He was no longer like anyone else. He could understand everyone was well, but no one could understand him. Let me repeat that. He could understand everyone very well, but no one could understand him. They believed that he was an incarnation of God, and he smiled when he heard this, and he said, "It is true, I am God, but you are God also. We are the same, you and I. We are images of light. We are God." But still the people didn't understand him. He had discovered that he was a mirror for the rest of the people, a mirror in which he could see himself. Everyone is a mirror, he said. He saw himself in everyone, but nobody saw him as themselves. And he realized that everyone was dreaming, but without awareness, without knowledge, what they really are. They couldn't see him as themselves because there was a wall, a fog or smoke between the mirrors. And that wall of fog was made by the interpretation of images of light, the dream of humans. Then he knew that he would soon forget all that he had learned. He wanted to remember all the visions he had had, so he decided to call himself the smoky mirror, so that he would always know that matter is a mirror and the smoke in between is what keeps us from knowing what we are. He said, "I am the smoky mirror because I am looking at myself in all of you." But we don't recognize each other because of the smoke in between us. The smoke is the dream and the mirror is you, the dreamer. Living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. John Lennon. Give me 1 second. Let me check how you guys are doing here. See if anybody left any comments. Dry my eyes a little bit. Nobody's on. That's okay though. We're still here. Let's turn this back around. Actually, let's change our view just a little bit. Maybe not. Let's go back up. So like real deal, this book touches me like to no end. Freaking eyes are tearing. I didn't think to bring tissues and nothing like that, you know? Okay. Do you have a book that touches you? I'd love to know what it is. Leave me the title and the author in the comments. Maybe I have it in my book library. Let's see where we at. Oh, you can't see this anyway because it's dark. Maybe kind of. Probably can't see it. I burnt my fingers yesterday. That was a day one video. Okay. Chapter 1, Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. What you are seeing and hearing right now is nothing but a dream. You are dreaming right now in this moment. You are dreaming with the brain awake. Dreaming is the main function of the mind, and the mind dreams 24 hours a day. It dreams when the brain is awake, and it also dreams when the brain is asleep. The difference is that when the brain is awake, there is a material frame that makes us perceive things in a linear way. When we go to sleep, we do not have that frame, and the dream has a tendency to change constantly. Humans are dreaming all the time. Before we were born, the humans before us created a big outside dream that we will call society's dream, or the dream of the planet. The dream of the planet is the collective dream of billions of smaller personal dreams, which together create a dream of a family, a dream of a community, a dream of a city, a dream of a country, and finally, a dream of the whole humanity. The dream of the planet includes all of society's rules, its beliefs, its laws, its religions, its different cultures and ways to be, its governments, schools, social events, and its holidays. We are born with the capacity to learn how to dream, and the humans who live before us each teach us how to dream the way society dreams. The outside dream has so many rules that when a new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce these rules into his or her mind. The outside dream uses mom and dad, the schools, the religion to teach us how to dream. Attention is the ability we have to discriminate and to focus only on that which we want to perceive. We can perceive millions of things simultaneously, but using our attention, we can hold whatever we want to perceive into the foreground of our mind. The adults around us hook our attention and put information into our minds through repetition. That is the way we learned everything we know. By using our attention, we learned a whole reality, a whole dream. We learned how to behave in society, what to believe and what not to believe, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, what is good and what is bad, what is beautiful and what is ugly, what is right and what is wrong. It was all there already, all that knowledge, all those rules and concepts about how to behave in this world. When you were in school, you sat in a little chair and you put your attention on what the teacher was teaching you. When you went to church, you put your attention on what the priest or minister was telling you. It's the same dynamic with mom and dad, brothers and sisters. They were all trying to hook your attention. We also learn how to hook the attention of other humans, and we develop a need for attention, which can become very competitive. Children compete for the attention of their parents, their teachers, their friends. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Hey, I'm here. The need for attention becomes very strong and continues into adulthood. The outside dream hooks our attention and teaches us what to believe, beginning with the language that we speak. Language is the code for understanding and communicating between humans. Every letter, every word in each language is an agreement. We call this a page in a book. The word page is an agreement that we understand. Once we understand the code, our attention is hooked and the energy is transferred from one person to the other. It was not your choice to speak English. You didn't choose your religion or your moral values. They were already there before you were born. We never had the opportunity to choose what to believe or what not to believe. We never choose even the smallest of these agreements. We didn't even choose our own name. As children, we didn't have the opportunity to choose our beliefs, but we agreed with the information that was passed to us from the dream of the planet via other humans. The only way to store information is by agreement. The outside dream may hook our attention, but if we don't agree, we don't store that information. As soon as we agree, we believe it. And this is called faith. To have faith is to believe unconditionally. That's how we learn as children. Children believe everything adults say. We agree with them, and our faith is so strong that the belief system controls our whole dream of life. We didn't choose these beliefs, and we may have rebelled against them, but we were not strong enough to win the rebellion. The result is surrender to the beliefs with our agreement. I call this process the domestication of humans. And through this domestication, we learned how to live and how to dream. In human domestication, the information from the outside dream is conveyed to the inside dream, creating our whole belief system. First, the child is taught the names of things: mom, dad, milk, bottle. Day by day, at home, at school, at church, from the television, we're told how to live, what kind of behavior is acceptable. The outside dream teaches us how to be human. We have a whole concept of what a woman is, what a man is, and we also learn to judge. We judge ourselves, we judge other people, we judge our neighbors. Children are domesticated the same way that we domesticate a dog, a cat, or any other animal. In order to teach a dog, we punish the dog, and then we give it rewards. We train our children whom we love so much the same way that we train any domesticated animal, with a system of punishment and reward. We are told, you're a good boy, or you're a good girl, when we do what mom and dad want us to do. When we don't, we're a bad girl or a bad boy. When we went against the rules, we were punished. When we went along with the rules, we got a reward. We were punished many times a day, and we were also rewarded many times a day. Soon we became afraid of being punished and also afraid of not receiving the reward. The reward is the attention that we got from our parents or from other people like siblings, teachers, and friends. We soon develop a need to hook other people's attention in order to get the reward. The reward feels good, and we keep doing what others want us to do in order to get the reward. With that fear of being punished and that fear of not getting the reward, we start pretending to be what we are not, just to please others, just to be good enough for someone else. We try to please mom and dad. We try to please the teachers at school. We try to please the church. And so we start acting. We pretend to be what we are not because we're afraid of being rejected. The fear of being rejected becomes the fear of not being good enough. Eventually, we become someone that we are not. We become a copy of mama's beliefs, daddy's beliefs, society's beliefs, and religion's beliefs. All our normal tendencies are lost in the process of domestication. And when we are old enough for our minds to understand, we learn the word no. The adults say, don't do this and don't do that. We rebel and we say no. We rebel because we are defending our freedom. We want to be ourselves, but we're very little and the adults are big and strong. After a certain time, we're afraid because we know that every time we do something wrong, we're going to be punished. The domestication is so strong that at a certain point in our life, we no longer need anyone to domesticate us. We don't need mom or dad, the school, or the church to domesticate us. We're so well trained that we are our own domesticator. We are an auto-domesticated animal. We can now domesticate ourselves according to the same belief system we were given and using the same system of punishment and reward. We punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules according to our belief system. We reward ourselves when we are the good boy or the good girl. The belief system is like a book of law that rules our mind. Without question, whatever is in the book of law is our truth. We base all of our judgments according to the book of law, even if these judgments go against our own inner nature. Even moral laws like the Ten Commandments are programmed into our mind in the process of domestication. One by one, all of these agreements go into the book of law, and these agreements rule our dream. There's something in our minds that judges everybody and everything, including the weather, the dog, the cat, everything. The inner judge uses what is in our book of law to judge everything we do and don't do, everything we think and don't think, and everything we feel and don't feel. Everything lives under the tyranny of this judge. Every time we do something that goes against the book of law, the judge says we're guilty and we need punished. We should be ashamed. This happens many times a day, day after day, for all the years of our lives. There is another part of that that receives the judgment, and this part is called the victim. The victim carries the blame, the guilt, and the shame. It is the part of us that says, poor me, I'm not good enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not worthy of love. Poor me. The big judge agrees and says, yes, you are not good enough. And this is all based on the belief system that we never choose to believe. These beliefs are so strong that even years later, when we are exposed to new concepts and try to make our own decisions, we find that these beliefs still control our lives. Whatever goes against the book of law will make you feel a funny sensation in your solar plexus, and it's called fear, that gut feeling. Breaking the rules in the book of law opens your emotional wounds, and your reaction is to create emotional poison. Because everything that is in the book of law has to be true. Anything that challenges what you believe is going to make you feel unsafe. Even if the book of law is wrong, it makes you feel safe. This is why we need a great deal of courage to challenge our own beliefs. Because even if we know we didn't choose all these beliefs, it is also true that we agree to all of them. The agreement is so strong that even if we understand the concept of it not being true, we feel the blame, the guilt, and the shame that occurs if we go against these rules. Just as the government has a book of laws that rule the society's dreams, and our belief system is the book of laws that rule our personal dreams, all these laws exist in our mind, and we believe them. And the judge inside us bases everything on these rules. The judge decrees, and the victim suffers the guilt and punishment. But who says there's injustice in this? In this dream? True justice is paying only once for each mistake. True injustice is paying more than once for each mistake. Repeating patterns. How many times do we pay for one mistake? The answer is thousands of times. The human is the only animal on earth that pays 1,000 times for the same mistake. The rest of the animals pay once for every mistake they make, but not us. We have a powerful memory. We make a mistake, we judge ourselves, and we find ourselves guilty, and we punish ourselves. If justice exists, then that was enough. We don't need to do it again. But every time we remember, we judge ourselves again, and we are guilty again, and we punish ourselves again, and again, and again, and again. If we have a wife or a husband, he or she also reminds us of the mistake, so we can judge ourselves again, punish ourselves again, and find ourselves guilty again. Is this fair? How many times do we make our spouses, our children, or our parents pay for the same mistake? Every time we remember this mistake, we blame them again and send them all the emotional poison we feel at the injustice. And then we make them pay again for the same mistake. Is that justice? The judge in the mind is wrong because the belief system, the book of law, is wrong. The whole dream is based on false law. 95% of the beliefs we have stored in our minds are nothing but lies, and we suffer because we believe all these lies. In the dream of the planet, it is normal for humans to suffer, to live in fear, and to create emotional dramas. The outside dream is not a pleasant dream. It is a dream of violence, a dream of fear, a dream of war, a dream of injustice. The personal dream of humans will vary, but globally, it's mostly a nightmare. If we look at human society, we see a place so difficult to live in because it's ruled by fear. Throughout the world, we see human suffering, anger, revenge, addictions, violence in the street, and tremendous injustice. It may exist at different levels in different countries around the world, but fear is controlling the outside dream. If we compare the dream of human society with the description of hell that religions all around the world have promulgated, we find that they are actually exactly the same. Religions say that hell is a place of punishment, a place of fear, pain, and suffering, a place where the fire burns you. Fire is generated by emotions that come from fear. Whenever we feel the emotions of anger, jealousy, envy, or hate, we experience a fire burning within us. We are living in a dream of hell. If you consider hell as a state of mind, then hell is all around us. Others may warn us that if we don't do what they say we should do, we will go to hell. Bad news, we're already in hell, including the people who tell us that. No human can condemn another to hell because we are already there. Others can put us into a deeper hell, true, but only if we allow this to happen. Every human has his or her own personal dream. And just like the society dream, it's often ruled by fear. We learn to dream hell into our life and into our personal dream. The same fears manifest in different ways for each person, of course, but we experience anger, jealousy, hate, envy, and other negative emotions. Our personal dream can also become an ongoing nightmare where we suffer and live in a state of fear. But we don't need a dream to dream a nightmare. It's possible to enjoy a pleasant dream. All of humanity is searching for truth, justice, and beauty. We are all an eternal search. We are all on an eternal search for the truth because we only believe in the lies we have stored in our mind. We are searching for justice because in the belief system we have, there is no justice. We search for beauty because it doesn't know how beautiful. Sorry, I got distracted a second. We search for beauty because it doesn't matter how beautiful a person is. We don't believe that person has beauty. We keep searching and searching when everything is already within us. There is no truth to find. Wherever we turn our heads, all we see is the truth. But with the agreements and beliefs we have stored in our mind, we have no eyes for this truth. We don't see the truth because we're blind. What blinds us are all those false fears we have in our mind. We have the need to be right and the need to make others wrong. We trust what we believe, and our beliefs set us up for suffering. It is as if we live in the middle of a fog that doesn't let us see any further than our own nose. We live in a fog that is not even real. This fog is a dream, your personal dream of life, what you believe, all the concepts you have about what you are, all the agreements you have made with others, with yourself, and even with God. Your whole mind is a fog, which the Toltecs call a mitote. Your mind is a dream where 1,000 people talk at the same time, and nobody understands each other. This is the condition of the human mind, a big mitote. And with that big mitote, you cannot see what you really are. In India, they call the mitote Maya, which means illusion. It is the personality's notion of I am. Everything you believe about yourself and the world, all the concepts and programming you have in your mind are all mitote. We cannot see who we truly are. We cannot see we are not free. This is why humans resist life. To be alive is the biggest fear humans have. Death is not the biggest fear we have. Our biggest fear is taking the risk to be alive. The risk to be alive and express what we really are. Just being ourselves is the biggest fear of humans. We have learned to live our life trying to satisfy other people's demands. We have learned to live by other people's points of view because the fear of not being accepted and not being good enough for someone else. Yeah. During the process of domestication, we form an image of what perfection is in order to try to be good enough. We create an image of how we should be in order to be accepted by everybody. We especially try to please the ones who love us, like mom and dad, big brothers and sisters, the priest, and the teacher. Trying to be good enough for them, we create an image of perfection, but we don't fit this image. We create this image, but this image is not real. We are never going to be perfect from this point of view. Never. My bookmark. An orchid. I wish I could remember who gave this to me. Maybe Fran. Isn't it beautiful? I don't really remember. Many years ago. Where are we at? Not being perfect, we reject ourselves. And the level of self-rejection depends upon how effective the adults were in breaking our integrity. After domestication is no longer about being good enough for anybody else. We are not good enough for ourselves because we don't fit with our own image of perfection. We cannot forgive ourselves for not being what we wish to be, or rather what we believe we should be. We cannot forgive ourselves for not being perfect. We know we are not what we believe we are supposed to be, and so we feel false, frustrated, and dishonest. We try to hide ourselves and we pretend to be what we are not. The result is that we feel unauthentic and wear social masks to keep others from noticing this. We are so afraid that somebody else will notice that we are not what we pretend to be. We judge others accordingly to our image of perfection as well, and naturally, they fall short of our expectations. We dishonor ourselves just to please other people. We even do harm to our physical bodies just to be accepted by others. You see teenagers taking drugs just to avoid being rejected by other teenagers. They're not aware that the problem is that they don't accept themselves. They reject themselves because they are not what they pretend to be. They wish to be a certain way, but they are not, and for this they carry shame and guilt. Humans punish themselves endlessly for not being what they believe they should be. They become very self-abusive, and they use other people to abuse themselves as well. But nobody abuses us more than we abuse ourselves. And it is the judge, the victim, and the belief system that make us do this. True, we find people who say their husband or wife or mother or father abused them, but you know that we abuse ourselves much more than that. The way we judge ourselves is the worst judge that ever existed. If we made a mistake in front of people, we try to deny this mistake and then cover it up. But as soon as we're alone, the judge becomes so strong. The guilt is so strong, and we feel so stupid or so bad, so unworthy. In your whole life, how are we doing? We're still on. We are still on. In your whole life, nobody has ever abused you more than you've abused yourself. And the limit of your self-abuse is exactly the limit that you will tolerate from someone else. If someone abuses you a little more than you abuse yourself, you'll probably walk away from that person. But if someone abuses you a little less than you abuse yourself, you'll probably stay in the relationship and tolerate it endlessly. If you abuse yourself very badly, you can even tolerate someone who beats you up, humiliates you, and treats you like dirt. Why? Because in your belief system, you say, I deserve it. This person is doing me a favor by being with me. I'm not worthy of love and respect. I'm not good enough. We have the need to be accepted and to be loved by others, but we cannot accept and love ourselves. The more self-love we have, the less we will experience self-abuse. Self-abuse comes from self-rejection, and self-rejection comes from having an image of what it means to be perfect and never measuring up to that ideal. Our image of perfection is the reason we reject ourselves. It's why we don't accept ourselves the way we are, and why we don't accept others the way they are. Prelude to a new dream? There's thousands of agreements you have made with yourself, with other people, with your dream life, with God, with society, with your parents, with your spouse, with your children. But the most important agreement are the ones you made with yourself. In these agreements, you tell yourself who you are, what you feel, what you believe, and how to behave. The result is what you call your personality. In these agreements, you say, this is what I am, this is what I believe. I can do certain things, and some things I cannot do. This is reality. That is fantasy. This is possible. That's impossible. One single agreement is not such a problem, but we have made many agreements that make us suffer, that make us fail in life. If you want to live a life of joy and fulfillment, you have to find the courage to break those agreements that are fear-based and claim your personal power. The agreements that come from fear require us to expend a lot of energy, but the agreements that come from love help us to conserve energy and even gain extra energy. Each of us is born with a certain amount of personal power that we rebuild every day after we rest. Unfortunately, we spend all our personal power first to create all these agreements and then to keep these agreements. Our personal power is dissipated by all the agreements we have created, and the result is that we feel powerless. We have just enough power to survive each day, because most of it is used to keep the agreements that trap us in the dream of the planet. How can we change the entire dream of our life when we have no power to change even the smallest agreements? If we can see it as our agreements which rule our life, and we don't like the dream of our life, we need to change the agreements. When we're finally ready to change our agreements, there are 4 very powerful agreements that will help us break those agreements that come from fear and deplete our energy. Each time you break an agreement, all the power you use to create it returns to you. If you adopt these 4 new agreements, they will create enough personal power for you to change the entire system of your old agreements. You need a very strong will in order to adopt the 4 agreements. But if you can begin to live your life with these agreements, the transformation in your life will be amazing. You will see the drama of hell disappear right before your very eyes. Instead of living in a dream of hell, you'll be creating a new dream, your personal dream of heaven. Heaven on earth. So that leaves us at the first agreement. I think I'm gonna take a little breaky here. And let's go take a little walk. And maybe we'll stop again at Grandpa Rock and Rod's place. Hoo-hoo, babies. Can you see my knees? Can you see my knees? Ooh, some sun. Sun, sun, sun. Like, here's my little bag. That is me to a T. Thanks, KK. All right, let me pack shit up here so I can... Dude, I'm so guilty of all that stuff. Oh my God, I had my glasses in the sun. I am totally like my own worst judge and jury and all that. And you know anything about astrology, which I'm pretty new at, like I'm just learning all this stuff. But I'm Virgo in the 6th house, Virgo sun in the 6th house with a stellium of like, I don't know, 5 planets or some crap like that. And where we're at right now, like where everybody is, well, not everybody, but most of us, with Chiron and Aries in the 1st house, that's my chart too. So that's where we are right now, which is just really the I am, like we talked about in the book. The I am. Who am I? Who am I? What are my agreements I made, and did I really want to make them? So I was 11 years old when I broke my neck. I dove into a 4-foot pool, and long story short, I signed away my organs that night, and I made a pact with God, and I said, let me live and I'll serve you. I was 11. What the f does that mean, right? I don't know. I was feeling pretty guilty for wanting to not be in Catholic school anymore and getting out of Catholic school. And I was heading into my summer, my first year in public school. And I don't know, I got to tell you, like I spent some time, like years, feeling like that was God's way of saying, hey, what are you thinking? Like, but then I got older and I realized it was like, hey, here's who you are, you know? And so, I don't know. Maybe that's why I like cemeteries so much. I've lived near a cemetery for almost every move I've made. And when we moved here from Florida, we bought our house online. We didn't even really know where we were going to be living. I mean, we knew, but because I grew up here, we didn't know, you know. And I guess I didn't really realize like how close we were to the cemetery. And not that it mattered because I had no clue that I had relatives buried here. And so the first, I don't know, couple months, I was having the weirdest experiences where I just was like being so drawn in a straight line from the back of the house to the cemetery. And it was like, what the fuck is going on? And I don't remember how it came about, but finally at one point, Mom gave me the map to the cemetery here and said, hey, your Grandpa Rock and Rye is buried here. And so when I saw the map and I lined it up to the house, I was like, are you serious? Like, for real? Because it's like a straight line from our back window directly to where he's buried. Like as the crow flies, as they say. So that was pretty interesting. I was with my friend Marcy when I found his little gravesite. As I was telling her, we were walking, it's a couple years ago, and we were walking through the cemetery, and I said, I want to come show you my favorite tree. It's called the big, I call it the big pine. Where am I going? Which way am I going down? All right, let's do it. Thank you for your time and your space and your shelter. All right, what was I saying? Okay, so we're walking and I'm like, hey, let me show you my favorite tree. This is big pine. And we go walking under this tree and I like turn around, like doing like a circle walk. And there he is. I'm like, no way. I call her over. I'm like, look, there he is. It was so cool. Anyway, about where we're pointing is about where, yeah, straight ahead. See the telephone pole? Right in front of the telephone pole, the first one to the right, that is my maternal great-grandmother. So anyway, so yeah, there was his tombstone right there. Right friggin' there. I was like, get out of town. So that was pretty cool. Anywho, all right, so we're going to do a little walk. We go down the steps. I love this cross. If you can see it or not. It's really cool being right here. Man, it's warm. So agreements, geez. All the agreements, so many agreements. So I woke up on my birthday, like kind of a hot mess. Just thinking about like, what is my purpose at 56 years old? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? And I remember back like when I was doing hair. God bless y'all. Thank you for giving me the life that I had. I remember I was so tired. I just wanted to be I just wanted time to be. I just wanted to be. I didn't want to have to do. I just wanted to be. I wanted to feel what that felt like to just be. And then, I fell over this little tiny 2-foot fence and it's been a lesson ever since. So yeah, like 56, like what's your purpose? Check this out. So here's this F1. Look at this. I was in an F4 tornado back in 1998. Yeah, June 2nd, 1998. Lake Cary, Pennsylvania. F4, 204 miles per hour. We're right in the eye. But we made it out. We were good. We stayed home. Learned what it was like to be resilient for a week. And rely on, dude, yeah, rely on the Red Cross. Yeah. Anybody watching? No, nobody watching. We still recording? Yep, I'm at an hour, 12 minutes. Anybody know what street we're on? Oh, groundhog. Groundhog, groundhog. Groundhogs have eaten up this cemetery. Up in the old cemetery, they've like dug so many holes that they've just wrecked stone after stone after stone. It's very sad. Oh, let's go check out his big ass hole. Oh my God. Does that take him over to the, yeah, takes him over to the pondy thing. Yeah. Look at that crap. Yep. Hi. Hi, Mr. Groundhog. All right, we're going to do the big hill. The big hill is where Kenny, when he's with me, will motivate me with all his military motivational speeches, blurbs, Confucianisms. There's a video on that, like, 2 back. It's called Mind Over Matter or something like that. Whoo, whoo. Ain't no water in the water retention pond because it is dry. Okay, here we go. Do, do, do. Wonder if my phone's still counting steps. Groot says stay to the right. Keep going up the hill. I could go that way. It was a lot easier. So I'm going to make it the hard way because that's one of my agreements today. Hummels. And there's their Hummels from Hummelstown. Holy moly. Alright, I'm cutting over. Let me head to the top. I guess this is a good idea for all my friends who I'm like, come walk the cemetery with me. Yeah, here you go. Get ready. I know, Kenny walks it pretty easily every freaking day with Jim. That's just because I'm fat and out of shape. See the broken pine tree? Can you see that? That's where Grandpa Rocket lies. He's underneath that fallen tree. Look at this shame. I hate it. So sad. So this is the old part. Yeah, like 18, for the most part, 1800s. Early 19 kind of thing. Look at that tree. Look at that. Isn't that wild? Excuse me. Look how it got caught on that stone. This way, somebody walking. Check this out, right? How cool is this? Puppy dog season. Look at this little nook. It's Grandpa Rock and Rye. No relation to any of these people. But how cool is that, right? That's been here so long. It grew into the tree. The tree grew into it. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's so fascinating, isn't it? Look at that. I have a Becca. How about that? Maybe that's your hubby's family from way long ago up here in Pennsylvania. Who knows? All right. Love you, dude. Oh, look at that. A lighter form. Ha! Look at that. There's a shot glass. Just kidding. All right. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle, skedaddle. And let me go and show you, like, I think the coolest thing in the whole cemetery. Right behind that school back there. So if you understand what I was saying about taking a straight shot, dude, hold on, let me show you. See the hill? Just beyond that. Okay, so let me show you the coolest thing. Anywho, this used to be a great big pine tree right here. This brush, which fell, and thank goodness it didn't fall on this. AnneMarie of Charlie. You see it? In memory of Charlie Sioux Indian, son of White Horse and Julie B. Thunder. Died June 8th, 1885, aged 1 year. Cool. Hi, Charlie. Be careful, groundhog holes. Stay on the path. I'm going to end this video up here about where we began. I want to thank you for watching. I can see that there's nobody watching live, so maybe somebody will watch it afterwards. Talk to me about the book. I'll come back. All right, so I got shit to do on Friday and Saturday, so probably Sunday. I'll be back to start the first agreement. It needs to be impeccable with your word. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Whew. One more. That was a burn on the calves. I don't know, I just like cemeteries, the quiet, the peaceful. I don't know. I don't get any weird vibes from them. I know a lot of people do. I mean, I don't want to end up in one, you know, but to each their own. Looks like school's letting out. So I'm going to end this underneath this tree. I thank you. I bless you. And I'll see you next time. And I would love for you to do the whole like and subscribe and share with your friends if you're feeling it. Like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm doing it. So, all right. Peace out, Rainbow Trouts. Much love. Let's see how to figure out how to turn this off. Let's see. Ooh, that breeze and shade feels good. What do I got going on here? Oh, look, I can start a poll. Let's see. Maybe I'll just close it. I don't know. Peace out, friends. Are you saying you want to stop streaming? Yes.